Yo, all right. So this is another TSA public announcement. For those of you that are familiar with TSA, TSA stands for the socially awkward. Um, I think right about now, at the time that I explain uh, what the term socially awkward actually consists of, um, the term socially awkward is exactly what it sounds like. You feel awkward in social situations, like social engagements and things of that sort, right? So if you've been following, I've done two videos, and they were basically in my mind. I was trying to set a foundation that I think is a good starting point. I haven't really sat down. I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't sat down and organized things yet, but I'm starting next week to organize. This will probably be the actually first one where well, no, I'm not going to say that. Okay, so moving along, I can be a little too informative sometimes. It's just who the fuck I am. Okay, so listen, we covered we covered the first one. I think it was. Wait a minute, make sure I'm not tripping. Yeah, the first one was unblocking the chakras, I believe. Either way, I know what I did. So we're unblocking the chakras. I hope everybody did the exercises where you write down all the trauma and you release it. It's nothing but energy. Words, everything you see is fucking energy. And whatever you pay attention to, that's what type of energy you'll get fed and you'll be given to the world. Right? Hopefully this makes sense. If not, hopefully my communication skills will be more effective and you keep following and learning something. Right? So bam. We've went over unblocking the chakras and uncovering the trauma. Right? By now, you should have if you follow the instructions to the T and you believe, because everything your world is ruled by what you believe, what you honestly believe inside, not the shit you tell everybody. What you truly believe at your core, who you truly believe you are, who you're identifying with, right? Because identities can change, uh, depending on where a person is at in life, right? I used to identify as a gangster. Now I'm a husband, businessman, entrepreneur. I replaced it with a lot of positive titles. Anyway, so foundation. You should have a foundation by now. Not a solid one, but a solid one to start with, right? It's not enough to get you through life right now. Like, and just to be clear, uh, the fight is really never over. For your sanity, for your survival, for your well-being, like it's an everyday thing. Um, and it gets easier, just like anything. Whenever you're trying something new or trying to change, I always expect some resistance on the first couple of tries, and don't expect to master shit on the first time. Like that shit is not realistic. I know the ego is a motherfucker and it make you wanna feel like you're better than folks, and that you don't need all the practice. You can get it right in one time. But nobody really never masters nothing with one try. Just think about it. Like basketball, football, anything, this shit takes practice. And if you put more work into a craft or a skill like basketball versus your communication skills or your character or your spiritual well-being, then your priorities are out of whack, in my opinion. Anyway, so we've done the trauma. We went and found the trauma with the writing exercise. We unblocked the chakras. All right, we unblocked the chakras with that exercise. And then secondly, I put you guys on the centering program, which is the Jose Silva method. Jose Silva, Jose Hose Silva Silva. Right. In that program, you were introduced to the alpha side. Hopefully y'all found it. I apologize. I haven't had enough time to do to put links and stuff in the bios or in the message body. But and by the way, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm kind of tired. If you're having trouble hearing me, I apologize as well. But I didn't get to this Wednesday, so I want to make sure I keep stay consistent with the information. So anyway, back to what I was saying with the centering and the blocking of the chakras. This shit should have like you should have felt embraced by God by now. Like seriously, it's that simple. Like believe in it. Like just think about all the dumbass shit you believe in, right? I don't even want to go into them superstitious ass, ignorant ass, common knowledge. Uh, so, bam, you should have a foundation by now, right? You should have seen some glimpses into when your memory should have been unlocked. Like you should have had some flashes of your memory, good memories, because you've let the trauma go. Like you're not focused on that anymore. You've released the trauma, right? And they probably got some scientific neuroplasticity, all that old shit, the jargon that goes with it. But I'm speaking to the folks that come from my background, not the prestigious, sophisticated uh, college shit without sophisticated words being thrown around like people are smarter than other people. Motherfucker, you just remember the definition of a word. That don't make you better or smarter. Right. Um, so Bal, forgive me. uh, so you have your foundation. You should have your foundation, right? Now this third one, I probably should have did second. Or I probably should have added to the second one. So I'm gonna go with this. Today we'll be covering. It's gonna be quick because I've done so much talking already. Um, we're gonna be covering embrace and accept what you find, right? Because what happens is the ego, the identity that you start to identify with, is something to help you get through life, either to protect you, either to make you look good in front of people, or whatever bullshit story you put together in your mind, right? Whatever story you're telling yourself to justify why you're moving like you uh, that's not moving in a way that's not true to your true self. I think people have the term real 100 A1 day one and all these terms fucked up like I think they got them backwards simply because uh if a motherfucker okay, let's take an example, right? In the streets, let's say me and a partner, we was going to we was gonna go my partner wanted to smoke some weed, right? I've never smoked weed. Let's just say I've never smoked weed and don't plan on smoking. But if I'm telling myself when he asked me that, I don't want to look not cool. I don't want to look like the square. You know what I mean? I don't want them talking about me or whatever. That's when you start giving away your true self. Your true self didn't want to smoke. Like this just is not your true self. That the person that was trying to entice me, that probably wasn't him being in the true self. So what happens is you get a lot of guys that lose themselves in the streets, and then they drop that shit, and it rubs off on other folks that come up behind them, right? The folks that don't know no better, even some that do know better, right? And what happens is you have a lot of twisted ideologies coming from people that don't even know who the fuck they are. All right, they know their name, like don't get that fucked up, but they don't know what's true to them. They've identified with every opinion, every bullshit propaganda that's been splashed on your TV screen, and they've succumbed to that. And you can get lost in the shuffle. I've been lost in the shuffle, so I'm speaking from experience. Um, so bam, I want to concentrate this week on accepting and embracing what you find. Right, that's where I was going with the story. Right. So let's say that happened for my 10 years. I'm steady getting pulled this way, doing shit that's not true to my true self. Getting pulled that way, doing shit that's not true to my true self. Getting pulled this way. Now I have myself stretched to the max, right? And you can get lost in the middle of this shit. This is why meditation is so important, and centering and coming back to you, your true self, getting away from the noise because it's all distractions. Um, it kind of overrides or drowns out your true self inside of you and the guide inside of you. There's a guide inside of all of us. I know there's been plenty of times where you may have was about to make a decision and something was just like no, little hunch, a little something. You know how people that something just told me. Like you don't want to know what that something is. This shit crazy, but I get it. People can't comprehend what the five senses cannot comprehend. Right. So, long story short, find and find. I mean, embrace and accept what you find. And what I mean by that is, you might have been telling people you're the realest nigga, and you forgot about this one incident that just really bothers you because you're ashamed of yourself, right? Wish you wouldn't have did it. Maybe maybe you stole something from somebody. Maybe you fucked one of your partner's girls, or you know, and that shit can take its toll on you, right? So what we do is, as humans, we create these stories to justify our bullshit. Like if you listen to people conversation, it's a bunch of explaining shit away that they really just don't want to do instead of just saying that, right? So anyway, we get to tell ourselves these stories to justify why we did what we done, so we won't feel bad, so we can live with ourselves, right? And try to get some forgiveness, hopefully. After telling yourself some shit for so long, I don't give a fuck who you are, how crazy people think you are, what's going on. You're gonna start believing this shit. So now you want other people to believe that you're the best and the greatest so much that you put more emphasis on it. The more emotion you attach to it, the more you believe it. Your true self starts. I mean, well, not your true self, but a part of you starts accepting it. And your true self is like being pushed down in just pushed in the corner somewhere. Like get over that, man. Get over that. We got this. We like the toxic just come in and commandeers your whole being. So there's gonna be some shit that pop up. And be honest with yourself. Like you don't have to share the shit with nobody. Like when you write your shit down, make sure you are 100% honest with yourself to the best of your recollection. And you might have to go back 2 or 3 times because once you start unlocking and decompressing all the all the all the trauma that you tried to suppress, um, you can actually feel it releasing. Like that shit is crazy. It's like it's got a grip on you, like it's like an energy grip or something. But anyway, yeah. So if you find some shit that make you want to cry, cry. You find some shit that make you want to scream, scream. Now, if you find some shit that make you want to go knock somebody head off, you probably should go just relax. Nah, fuck with you. But yeah, make sure you don't relive nothing the trauma too get too tied up into the trauma and understand if you're blaming somebody else for your trauma, you're probably wrong. I know. It's the little excuses you got is the explanation. It'll make it sound like you perfect and you had you've done no wrong. Even if it wasn't to that person, like you might have been paying a karmic debt. Like, stop crying. Get over this shit. But anyway, embracing and accepting what you find in your true self. You're gonna love your true self so much, this shit gonna bring you back to where it's like, I remember I did always like the oatmeal cookies, or I did always like this smell of perfume, or and when you get to that with the mature way of thinking and operating, I believe that's when you come to heaven. Like that's when you get this heaven, this feel. Like I've been having this feel I used to have when I was a kid. Like this, it's like an overly excited. excited feel like it's exciting, like life is exciting again. You know what I mean? Anyway, I hope everybody got the message and understand what I'm saying. I didn't really drop uh any new information, but I did not want to leave part one and part two without making sure everybody fully understands what I mean and the information that I'm trying to share. So, till next time, man, y'all keep it tall and stay awkward.